Hey guys, let's figure out the basics on how to play Critter Crash real quick. In order for us to do this, we're gonna hop into a dust plan. Now plan A, B and C are very simple and a walk in the park. But plan D, E and F actually get more complicated and can prove to be quite difficult. So we're gonna face plan D, just to go over the basics real quick and see like what do you have to do here. The first step that you're always gonna do is you check your trainer. In our case, this is Liang Yue. She's on the left hand side on your screen, so you click on her and you check what ability does your trainer have, as this will determine as to how you play and how you make your purchases. So this one says it's a passive ability, and when entering battle you grant a shield to the two frontmost square piece allies. Now you have to understand what a square piece is, and therefore let's look at the field. You see square pieces on top and on bottom. This is where you place the critters that actually battle, right? The middle, the circle piece, is for support critters that grant buffs and so on and so forth to your trainer and your critters that actually fight here on the square pieces. Those are the first steps. You now are aware of the field and you are aware of what your trainer does. Next step is you always want to look at the enemy side of the field, and therefore you click on this lens here above battle and you can see the enemy side of the field. You can see that the enemy placed a critter on the top side, so you want to battle against that crab and place a critter there as well. In order for you to know how to approach this fight, you're gonna have to check what this crab actually does, what this critter here on top does. So you click on it and you see it has 2 attack and it has 2 health, and the abilities says it simply starts with a shield. A shield in this case just does that the first damage that it would take in this battle is completely negated. So now that we know that, we can go back. And you have to be aware of how many coins you have. You see them on the top of your screen. We have 3 of those coins right now. Each critter that you gonna purchase will cost you exactly 3 coins. The critters that you can purchase, you see them on the bottom of your screen right here. There are 3 choices. And if you just start, right? This is a beginner's guide, so you are probably not aware of what these critters actually do, so you have to check them out one by one. Let's start off with the critter on the right hand side here. Click on it. We can see it has 2 attack, it has 2 health. It says it's from the Ghost Fort. It's an Afflatus actually. This will come in later. And it says its ability is Regretful Retreat. Summon a one-on-one Spirit Carbuncle. What that means is that it summons a 1/1 like a critter with 1 attack and 1 health once this one here dies. And it's about that. Then you look at the next critter. What does it do? It has also 2 attack, 2 health. This one is from the Factory Afflatus and it says grow for 1 round, and then you retreat and you summon a level 1 defensive security robot 1. Good. Growth means that it has to survive for 1 round, and when it did, then it dies and it summons something else in place of it. Since we don't know what it would summon, we would have to try this one out. But let's look at our last piece here, and this one also is a 2/2. It is also from the factory type, and it says when entering battle, for every 1 dynamo, this piece gains HP +1. This piece can be leveled up to level 4. What is a dynamo? Each point of dynamo grants attack +1 to all factory pieces on the field for this match. So, how do you determine now what critter you actually purchase here? Or do you even purchase one to begin with? Yeah, of course, you always want to purchase one. Yes, especially in the first round. Not always, but in the first round, yes, always. And so, We have determined this is a 2-2 opponent. It starts with a shield. We don't, thanks to our trainer, also start with a shield. So those shields, they don't really play a role at all, as we both have those shields. So we would go equal in this fight. We would break our shields, then we would kill each other, but since this one here summons an additional 1-1, we would actually be able to deal 1 damage to the enemy's life points, to the enemy trainer, right? So that's how you figure out that this is what you want to start with, and you just go ahead and do exactly that. In case these critters for purchase here, you wouldn't like them, then in later rounds, if you have those coins available to yourself, you could see here this button, you could spend 1 coin and refresh the selection, so you are able to purchase something differently, just in case that what you would be able to purchase now isn't of your liking. So now that we have figured all of this out, let's actually start a battle. Yeah, we break our shields and we kill each other, that's it, but we summon a 1-1 and that one will deal damage to your opponent, see? It's really as simple as that. You have to be aware of what the critters you can purchase, what they do. Be aware of how your enemy side of the field looks. Right now you can see now there is a crab on the top and on the bottom, so you want to counteract that. Make sure you win both lanes. It's as simple as that. And now there is something else that comes into play, because if you look at your critters, you can see up here this critter is level 1 and there are these 2 crystals below your level, right? Those are indicators that you need 2 more pieces of this critter to actually level it up and make it a lot stronger. That is very, very often and almost every time what you aim for. So now we can see that we can purchase one of those pieces right now here, but we need 2. Luckily for us, you see the reward. Whenever you deal a certain amount of damage to your opponent's life points, which we just did, you will unlock rewards. You can see them right here in the left hand corner of your screen. The bottom left corner. Here, where I'm pinging. There's a reward, because we just dealt damage to the opponent, and this one is a critter that is completely for free. We don't need to spend any coins for this. So again, luckily for us, this is a piece that helps us level up our critters. So we take it, we drag it onto our already existing piece, and boop, it already got stronger, it already grew, but 1 more and it would actually gain a level. So now you check what critters can you buy, and looky look, we can buy another piece and level this piece up. And that's your aim, that's what you wanna go for. Because you can see now that you leveled up a piece, you can choose another piece completely for free. You have 3 choices, you check these 3 choices out. Let's do that right now. We have a 2-2 fish called Fairy Anglerfish. It does after an ally aquatic piece retreats, dies. This piece gains +2/+2. This is not permanently though, that would only be for the round. Now you have to ask yourself the question, how effective would this be? To answer the question is, you remember what you have on your field. Do you have an aquatic piece on your field that retreats? No, you don't, right? We have a carbuncle that is from the Ghost Afflatus. So this fish would not be great for us right now. So we go and look at another piece. The dodo here is from the Mine Afflatus, and it says grow 1 round and you gain 1 coin. So every round you gain 1 additional coin. Not too bad. Let's look at the last piece here on the right real quick. That's a Cactus Carbuncle from the Forest type. It has actually the best stat line with 2-4. It says when taking damage you inflict 3 stacks of deterioration, that is poison, on a random enemy piece in this row. Okay, pretty good. Now you have to make a decision. You have 2 good pieces available to yourself. Do you want to take this Cactus Carbuncle to strengthen your felt? Or do you want an additional coin per round. Remember, since we leveled up our critter on the top side of the map and we left the bottom lane, the bottom side exposed, so we might want to have something on the bottom with the best possible stats that are available to us. So the best choice is probably this Cactus Carbuncle, so we're gonna take that. But don't make a mistake, this Dodo would also be good. 1 additional coin per turn is pretty dope. But yeah, since the decision that we already made left our bot line exposed, we're gonna take this one for the stats. This is also completely free, and boom, there you go. That was like the maximum efficient turn we could possibly have, but we got a little bit lucky here. And now we know we're gonna win 2 lanes, so we start and press battle. You can pause the battle. With this button right here, you can watch the battle, but this also here, you can just completely skip if you don't want to watch it every time. And there you go, boom, we dealt damage to the opposing enemy team again. You see, we dealt 4 damage. Well, we are completely hefty. And what did this do? This grants us another reward. This one right here, it's completely free. So let's take a look at it. It's from the Ghost Fort Afflatus, and it says, after the purchase of a piece with a retreat effect, retreat and summon a level 1 of these. Yeah, sometimes you don't know exactly what you're gonna summon, so you just have to figure this out, right? You have to test it and then see what is actually summoned. You will get a hang of this, and yeah, at some point you know all the cards and you don't have to read anymore. So we're gonna take this and we place it because it doesn't cost us any coins. Now we have to keep this effect in mind though, and it says after the purchase of a piece with a retreat effect. So we're gonna check the pieces that are available for purchase, and we're gonna figure out, is there anything that would actually trigger this effect? And it has, yeah. Let's figure this out. We can already see this there's a death sign right here. You see the skull that is wiggling. That implies this is a piece with a retreat effect. This is a piece that triggers its effect when it dies. And this is exactly what we want. So we trigger the summon effect from this piece here. Easy as that. So this is probably what we want to buy and yeah, what we want to purchase and place on the field. But yeah, let's see if there is maybe another better option for us. So we're gonna check. Golden Grubuncle, mine. If you sell this, you summon a Golden Grubuncle. So this would be a piece that it has pretty good stat lines for the beginning of the game. Later, when this piece is too weak, right, to stand. Later you have like pieces with 10 on the field or whatever, like 6-7 on the field. This would be a little bit too weak. Then you can sell it and you summon something else. So selling this would not only grant you 1 coin, but additional effects. Not too bad. But the by far best purchase here is this piece because it already has synergy with something that exists. So now you can see the piece that I already have on the field here that also has a skull. So these pieces, they trigger the effects when they die. So you want to move this piece out of the way and you want to put it in front so it actually dies and triggers this effect. And you can see, thanks for us purchasing this and putting this out on the field, we triggered another effect. Now we have to check this piece out here. After the summon of this piece, grant +2 attack and +1 HP permanently to all the other pieces of this piece on the board. Okay, alright. See, this is what you can keep in mind for the future. Because you want to trigger as many of these creatures as possible because they would buff each other with +2, +1. Something to have to keep in mind for later. Now another thing, you can see you have 2 coins available to yourself right now. So if you would sell a piece on your board, you would have 3 coins and you could purchase something. You could purchase an additional piece, an additional critter, right? If you wanted that. That will come in clutch later. Because you can sell the pieces that are too weak and buy pieces that are stronger. So now that we had figured out, we take a look at the enemies. 2 crabs on top, 2 crabs on bottom. Perfect. We will win this battle, and then we can just press and go for it. And those are really the basics. Be aware of what your trainer does. Be aware of what the critters that are available to you do, and act accordingly. You want to always win both lanes, so you always deal damage to the enemy boss, because this grants you rewards in forms of critters that you can place onto your field without purchasing them for coins. That is really important and really good, and that's what you want to go for. And you see the process that I did, and you just repeat this every single turn. Every battle, this is a little bit random, will be different, so you will have to make adjustments by yourself, right? Just play, get a hang of it, what these different critters do, and it will become easier and easier. Now you can see here, there is now a critter on the enemy side of the field that we haven't seen before. So we're gonna click on it and we see what it's gonna do. After an allied piece loses a shield, deal 4 damage to a random enemy piece, and this triggers 2 times. This is incredibly strong because obviously it deals 4 damage to one of our pieces. That is a lot of damage, and it triggers twice, and it only triggers when an allied piece of him loses a shield too. But you notice all 4 of these crabs, all of them have shields, so you will take 4 damage randomly very often. This is very strong, right? Yeah, but yeah, again, now you go from here, you check what is available to you for purchase. Gain a coin next round if you purchase this. Grant HP +2 to the piece within 1 tile behind. This is a pretty good tank, a pretty good thing to start off with. This one, when taking damage against one attack permanently, this scales like a truck into the end game, into the late game. But it keeps these 3 HP, so will always die anyways. It's not as great as it sounds at first. So this one, when it dies, it grants 2 HP to the piece within 1 tile behind. That's the best purchase we can make. And yeah, that's probably what we're gonna go for. Since this is the only good piece, we don't want to buy anything else. We have enough coins here to refresh and see if we would maybe get something better. So let's just go for this right now and check it out. See, there we go. This is the piece. Remember, you will remember what it does. This is exactly what we want. So we're gonna purchase this. And after we purchase this, the next thing that we're gonna purchase is gonna be something that has a retreat effect. For obvious reasons, right? You remember exactly what it does. I know you pay attention. So this is what we're gonna do. We have 2 points left. We can't buy anything. So we're just gonna have to go for a battle. We know it's 3 versus 2 right now. So we wanna change things up. We can change our board. We wanna make it a 3v3. This round will be lost. But there will always be rounds that you are kind of bound to lose. Don't worry about that, you will come back stronger later on. And that's really about it. This video is already way longer than I have initially planned, but yeah, like, be aware what is on the enemy field. Check and read what these critters do. Check all your stuff that you can purchase and see what the best option is, right? Like every battle is gonna be a little bit random. You will have always different pieces available for you to purchase and to combine, right? Just keep in mind that very important is be aware what your trainer does. Check the enemy board, know what the enemy pieces do, and set up your pieces accordingly. Remember that you always want to go for like synergies, and you always wanna, and never forget that you can actually level up your pieces. That is also something that you want to do. Don't forget that you can reroll your purchases, right? Keep an eye on how many coins do you have. And yeah, that's really pretty much all I can tell you for now. I'm gonna make way more advanced guides and tier lists and everything that concerns this mode right here. There's much more to come. I just wanted to give you like a little bit of a beginner's guide and walk you through the very basics, what do you have to watch out for, and yeah, kind of a little bit of a thought process. But that's gonna be it for this video, guys. As I said, there's gonna be a lot more coming, so stay tuned for that. But yeah, if you like Reverse 1999 content in general, please consider leaving a follow on my channel. I would really appreciate it. Until next time though, stay safe, take care of yourselves, and we love this game.